com/football terms.
Kalen DeBoer.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 9.
You're hot.
Running a little late today. That's all right, Manuch. You're allowed to, be late once in a while. I mean, we can't start the show without you. So we're running about 43 minutes late.
God forbid I'm not here on time.
And on a busy day where there's so much to get into, we're out here at Wright Toyota, Roc and Manuch with you today. We got Shu back in the iHeartRadio studios. Even the big guy, AT, is helping out. And we got Jax here as well. But the big story right now, there's a few of them. But it looks like Alabama has their guy, Washington's Kalen DeBoer, who guided the Huskies to the Pac-12 championship, a spot in the college football playoff national championship on this past Monday. Looks as though the 49-year-old is getting one of the best jobs, one of the most coveted jobs in college football, and probably one of the most difficult, too, as he's got to replace Nick Saban. So that's the story right now. What we know at this point is that he would owe Washington a $12 million buyout if he leaves. He did just sign a 2-year contract extension back in November of this year, which was going to extend him to 2028. But he has emerged. It sounds like he is the guy, according to multiple reports. Dan Lanning from Oregon, Mike Norvell from Florida State, along with Texas Steve Sarkisian, both withdrew from the search. They all got their commitments with their schools in the last couple days. But here we are. We got Washington hiring DeBoer, who basically took a Huskies team that was 4-8 and turned it around thanks to the Indiana transfer in Michael Penix Jr. And this offense was a lot of fun to watch. Doubled their victory total, went 11-2 last year, and then you saw what he did this year. Went 12-0 in the regular season, and even defeated Oregon twice, and they got to the national championship and fell to Michigan.
He seemed as though the process of elimination, right? Lanning's going to commit. Sarkisian not going anywhere. Mike Norvell just happens to get a new extension this morning. Good hire by Bama. Very even-keeled guy. Doesn't get too animated one with the other. Successful. Rocky talked about his stops and what he's done at Fresno State and as an assistant. Here's a guy that basically knows how to win games. And I think that's when the Bama hierarchy said, look, the guy wins. He just went to a national title game.
Mm-hmm.
We like the style of football he plays. They like to air it out. They like to run. Good defense, all the above. I think that fit. And from the standpoint of his buyout, that'll be taken care of because I'm sure they'll do more than enough to make up for that buyout from him.
And there was talk if they would have won the national championship, that being the Washington Huskies, he would have been part of the Mount Rushmore there in Dakota. He's a native from South Dakota. He was a record-setting receiver at the University of Sioux Falls. Becomes a head coach there, goes 67-3, wins the NAIA national championship 3 times. And then he goes on, offensive coordinator, Southern Illinois, Eastern Michigan, Fresno State, Indiana. He replaced Jeff Tedford there at Fresno State. And then here he is, last 2 years, having a remarkable career at Washington. I can't wait to see what they're paying him. Can't wait.
Going to be.
And Jax, you had said that Washington came back and said, hey, we would have doubled your salary, which I think he was in the $4 million range.
Yeah, he was in the $4 million. They came in, they wanted to offer him $8 million, and he said no. And that's what led him to Alabama.
The biggest problem I have with this is just the nature of this industry now. The guy signs an extension in November. Okay, it's not like he signed it before the season started.
Sure.
November. And then Alabama becomes coveted. But as I said, most coveted job in college sports, maybe, right? You could argue it's 1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at Georgia, Bama, LSU's of the world. I mean, those Michigans. And, Harbaugh's not going anywhere unless he goes to the National Football League. The one thing that the concern is Rock, with there's many moving parts with the NIL and the players. You got a few coaches moving on. The one thing I think of, okay, all those young men he's recruited to Washington, do they now decommit and now go to look at maybe going to Alabama? Because they were also very active as far as the portal was concerned, too. And they go, wow, we got Kalen DeBoer. He likes to throw the football. He's balanced. Got a lot of the receivers are dudes. By the way, one of their receivers just committed to go to the NFL draft, but they throw the football around. They run very much a pro style spread, a little bit of an RPO, but it's a lot of talented guys he was getting to Washington to turn that thing completely around to get him back to the national title.
And I think too, Manuch, they've got Jalen Milroe there. Whether you want to say about Jalen Milroe, he struggled at the beginning of the season, turned out to be a really good quarterback in his first year. Kind of similarities to Penix, likes to throw the ball deep, more of a runner. Penix in his first years at Indiana wasn't really a passer. He was kind of a dual threat, and DeBoer kind of turned him in to what he is today. So similar styles between Milroe and DeBoer.
And the one thing that they might, I think DeBoer might do, is tone down the running of Milroe, because that's what Penix Jr. had to do because of the knee injury. So he was more of a pocket passer. Not that he didn't run and could make plays. They limited him, I think, on purpose to keep him in the pocket. We saw the quick passing game. We saw max protection for him, throwing the ball down the field. And Milroe's game is, I would say, more athlete. He's becoming a good quarterback as far as throwing the ball. But, Jax, to your point, yeah, I think he'll really, that being DeBoer, fine-tune his game to what he doesn't have to go win a game, especially with the kind of guys they're going to get at Alabama.
So Greg Byrne, once again, gets a good hire. The Alabama athletic director found his man. It was tough to fill the shoes of one Nick Saban, but I think as you look at how the landscape of college football has shifted, it's shifted even more. All week it has with Nick Saban. I mean, he's the top domino. He falls.
Sure.
And, in some cases you would see more dominoes fall, more people jumping, but that wasn't the case. More people got paid, because they're staying. They got bonus. That's the thing every year. These guys that take jobs move or get calls that, hey, there's a job opening. The AD's got a tough predicament these days because he needs to come up with more money to keep the guys that he has.
Well, to that point, you're right. Also keep the assistants that he has. And I think one thing that DeBoer, and I don't know what the scenario is with the assistants at Washington, they probably paid them very handsomely, is that he's going to pay top-notch dollar for his offensive and defensive coordinators, all the assistants. What do they have, like 25 consultants that Nick Saban had there at Alabama? He had a consultant for like 3 or 4 different areas. I mean, Georgia did that a lot too, but I think that if you go there, and I'm sure that Kalen DeBoer had his wish list. Hey, look, guys, I got a great thing in Washington. Can I get this, this, and this? But the one thing that's been very successful, Nick Saban mentioned several times, he goes, I pay my guys good. I want to keep my guys, want to keep them around for a while. Now, the offensive coordinators may have come and gone over the years, but they've usually gone on to be head coaches, or the philosophical differences he had with Bill O'Brien, who went back to New England. But he pays, Georgia, Bama, LSU, that SEC pays their assistants. So it's attractive for them to go and make it worth their while.
Well, and there's been video the past 2 days of Nick Saban at the facility. So I think that's the biggest thing on his end when he meets with DeBoer is, can they keep this recruiting class, the number 2 recruiting class in the class of 2024, coming to Alabama?
Also at the facility there in Tuscaloosa yesterday, CAA super agent, a huge sports power broker, Jimmy Sexton. He is DeBoer's agent who was hired in 2023, just last year. So we hired him last year. And, I'm hearing different reports in regards to, the extension, that he never signed the extension, that he was offered the extension in November. I'm seeing multiple reports. I can't confirm or deny either one, but if this is accurate, what I'm saying, he's offered the extension, but never signed it. So if that's the case,
interesting.
I feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because if he had signed it and it's towards 2028, and Jax, will you kind of see if we can find that? Because that kind of changes the narrative a little bit to what I was saying about how ruthless this business is. Guy signs an extension. All the kids have said they're going to stay. And then all of a sudden he leaves.
You bring something up.
By the way, his daughter in November just committed to their softball team. She was a top recruit at Washington.
But I think when you put that out, I think when you talk about recruiting and the portal, when they see that, hey, we've got Kalen DeBoer is going to sign a 3-year extension or whatever it is, that helps those players out there going, okay, hey, look, Kalen's going to be at Washington. I know if I commit that he's going to be around a long time. He's the guy I like. But now you're saying that he may not have signed it, He might have thought, well, I'll just wait till after the season, go over, and then we'll go from there. I mean, it could be very innocent.
Hey, Mark McMillan, who played at Alabama, he's going to join us at the top of the hour, so we'll get his thoughts on this hiring. Also, talk about a few other things in regards to Nick Saban, things of that sort. We got to get back onto our schedule. We'll come back with our complete rundown of this weekend's local and national must-see games, because there's a good schedule this weekend, locally and nationally, with the NFL wildcard round. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Thanks, boys.
Come chill and get you.
This just allows us to get back on track.
Arena Sports Grill is your home for Nebraska football and the National Football League. Watch all your favorite sports, plus off-track wagering with the Ponies. Arena even caters to the night owls with breakfast on the weekends till 2. NFL Mondays and Thursdays are packed with happy hour specials daily till 7 and other incredible drink and food specials. It's Arena Sports Grill, 64th Street in Bell, North Scottsdale's friendly sports bar since 1998.
Collins over to Lance. The 3, bullseye! Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch ASU's final home matchups with UCLA and USC as Pac-12 conference foes. First up, UCLA, Wednesday, January 17th at 7 p.m., followed by USC Saturday, January 20th at 12 noon. Get your tickets today, 480-965-5812, or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
You know, the hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with Progressive's Teen Driver Discount and get a break from the break. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alternative Rewind.
You're going to have nothing.
All rock began.
I'm taking you all the way to the top.
Rewind and listen now on your free.
I just tried to make it clean.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
well, that's just great.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. How nice for me.
But what you really need to say is, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you file your claim.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where? Dukes! Where? Dukes! Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Big 3 had a big night Thursday, and the Suns win over the Lakers. Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant combined for 86 points as they bounce back from their worst loss of the season earlier in the week to the Spurs. Next up, the Blazers in Portland Sunday. ASU fell in Washington last night. GCU has now won a dozen in a row after beating Abilene Christian. Tomorrow, Arizona plays at Washington State. Washington football coach Kalen DeBoer is reportedly negotiating a contract to replace Nick Saban as head coach in Alabama. The Patriots will be elevating Gerard Mayo to head coach, replacing Bill Belichick. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword money at foxsports910.com. That's money at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker and Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, look for mostly sunny skies out there, but still below those seasonal averages, only getting up to about 56 degrees for today. Tonight, look for mostly clear skies with those temperatures dipping back down into the mid-30s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. That's progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Fair.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot.
Mr. Trouble never hangs around when he hears this mighty sound. Here I come to save the day. That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way.
That's right, Mighty Mouse, Mark McMillan, former Eagle, Chief, Emmy Award winner and a master griller and an alum of the University of Alabama. He joins us now on the Right to Guest line. Fox Sports 910 Phoenix. How we doing there, McMillan? Mighty Mouse.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good out here. How you guys doing?
Doing great, doing great. So do you like the new hire? Well, it's not official yet, but it's pretty close.
It is official.
It is official now.
Official.
So you got DeBoer, who got his Huskies to the national championship. Is he going to be a nice fit there in Tuscaloosa?
You know what? It doesn't. It's who the coach is going to be. It's a tough situation for anybody when you're replacing the greatest coach of all time. It doesn't matter who takes that job, but we just got to roll with it. DeBoer's a proven coach. He put the Washington program back on the map, had them in the national title game, and we just got to roll with it, man. It's still Alabama. We were winning national titles before Saban. They will win national titles after Saban. But like I said, you can't replace the greatest coach of all time.
Manuch, you notice how he got roll in there twice?
Oh, I see
how they roll there, roll tide there. Mark, you're good, man. You are good.
That's how he won that Emmy, Rock.
That's right.
He gets that whole thing. So, Mac, you were around that program, Nick Saban, a lot, and I know he always welcomed the alumni. He used to talk to us. What is it you're going to take away? What'd you learn, or what'd you see in the Nick Saban era, not only for you and the alumni, but for that program?
No scandals, no sanctions. And
Good
in
point.
a world with there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and especially with the NIL kicking in, consistency. It's something that we saw with the New England Patriots when they had Tom Brady. It was consistent, and like I said, you can't put into words to describe what he meant to that program, what he meant to the alumni, and what he meant to a lot of guys long after football. And he's almost that father figure to a lot of guys. You look at how many millionaires he had made in college football for these guys to play at the next level. It's unprecedented. So, just being around the program, still being close to the program. A lot of people were going to turn their nose up about this hire, but who do you hire that Alabama fans will be like, yeah, we love it. You go get Lane Kiffin, but Ole Miss, they don't play defense over there at Ole Miss. And Alabama is known for playing defense. And you saw, Sarkisian throwing up his hook 'em horn. He didn't want it. There's a lot of coaches out there that didn't want this job. And, you got to be tough. You got to have thick skin because if you lose one game, when he loses his first game, oh, my God, they're going to be trying to run him out of town.
Mac, it's interesting. You hear all the, how it just seems from afar, and you know better than us, that Nick Saban seemed very heavy-handed with the players at practice. But guys say the opposite. He was very engaging. He was concerned about his players, especially on the recruiting trail, because a lot of them thought it was like a facade, right? Come to Bama, we'll do this and that. They said no. He was consistent that way as well.
Yeah, and like I said, I was there with first I was there with Coach Curry, who got fired the day I landed in Tuscaloosa. So I didn't even have a coach when I landed from LAX to Alabama, and then Coach Stallings took over. He was a NFL coach for a while, and he was the same way. He came into the offensive room, the defensive room. He was a DB coach, by nature in the pros, and him and our coach Bill Oliver they got into fights, verbal arguments at least once a week. Just Coach Stallings with hands-on with the defensive back, but it was very competitive on the field, off the field, in the meeting rooms. But same thing with Saban, man. He gets after those guys, but the results are he wins games, and he makes players better on and off the field. And every program is going to have some kids that get in trouble, but what he was able to do over a long period of time. I think he lost like 20-something games his entire time at Alabama. Some programs lose that in 2 years.
Former Alabama corner Mark Mighty Mouse McMillan joining us here on the Right to It guest line. Where do you think he ends up next?
Coach Saban?
Yep. College game day, television.
No, I think Mrs. Terry, his wife, has spoken. Over the last couple of years, she's been like, hey, I just want my husband home. He's 72 years old, guys. It's not like he's some spring chicken that wants to still be in the limelight. He has all the money in the world. He never has to pay for another meal in Florida or in Alabama. So I'm sure he's just going to kick back on this boat, man, and just enjoy just being a father and just enjoy life, man. Because like I said, he's 72 years old, going at it like this, and I'm 53, and some days I don't want to get up. I don't get up. He didn't have that option.
Hey, let's shift our gears to Wild Card Weekend. Both teams that you play for are not going into the playoffs that strong. You know, I'm a big Eagles fan, and you played for Eagles and Chiefs, but did things change? Do you think things will change for both these teams as they get into the playoffs here this weekend?
Well, maybe maybe our wings will warm up in Tampa because they were not. Our wings were. We had some bad wings there in Philadelphia. We had some really bad games down the stretch. For the last 6-7 weeks, the team has just been underachieving on both sides of the ball, even special teams. You know, Philly fans, they're trying to get Nick Sirianni out of there, but you know, they changed offensive coordinators. We changed defensive coordinators in the middle of the season, and you see the results. You know, these guys are not playing well. Offense is not clicking. You got injuries on both sides of the ball. You go to Kansas City, and we're just so used to KC just dominating, but they're limping in as well. You know, they got guys out there that your receivers that you coach out there at Tumbleweed Park can probably catch better than the Chiefs receivers, but it's rough.
You know, Mac, it's interesting you watch the defense, and I don't know, the coldest you've played, and I've played in, I think, minus 13, which is as close as I have. How much does that affect the defensive backs, per se, when you're covering the receivers for the Chiefs? I mean, how much will that come into play? Or once you get loose and you're out there, you're pretty much heated up, won't affect, or will it affect your footing with that turf?
The grass to be fine in Kansas City. They have one of the best ground crews in the NFL.
Okay.
And it'll be fine. Like I said, it's your job. You got to go out there. I remember Byron Evans always said, "Man, don't worry about that cold, because that cold ain't worry about you."
But when the Fahrenheit and the Celsius meet, which are pretty close, it's not football weather anymore. It's pretty dangerous for everyone involved, including the fans. I mean, if they're going to get minus 30 degrees, you know, that's just, this wind chill is going to be nuts. I mean, when do you get to the point where you just don't play?
Oh man, it's really bad. You see, I think Buffalo is going to probably move their game to Cleveland. In Kansas City, I was saying the same thing. I was like, man, there's some fans that you can die in that kind of weather. You know, you're sitting out there. There's no movement. You know, frostbite. Maybe they should move the game, you know, to the daytime or later.
Sure.
You know, maybe a day later or something like that. But you know, playing in these kind of temperatures, we say we love the game, but we're human as well. And, you know, that is bone-chilling weather. Either team is going to be effective, you know, in that kind of weather. I don't care who you got quarterback and are running the ball. Miami's coming from, 80 and humidity to minus. They're going to get off the plane and feel that door open up, and they're going to be like, man, if we don't score probably in the first half, we checking it in and just going back to South Beach.
All right, Mr. Emmy Award-winning pregame and postgame show host of the Las Vegas Raiders. Should Antonio Pierce remain the Raiders head coach?
You know what? It's a world that perfect world. Yes, I think so. He's earned his right. He's earned the respect of the locker room. The fan base loves him. You know, he went 5-4. With his first time being a head coach, interim head coach. The players rallied around him. They were in every game. They should have won some close games that, you know, by a field goal or 1 point. But he's put in the work. And I know people say he doesn't have experience. But what do you want? You know what I'm saying? It's like I see Mayo got the head coaching job over there with the Patriots.
Yes.
Which, he was part of the system. They love him over there. I know everybody talked about Jim Harbaugh, but there's so many jobs open. Harbaugh's going to be able to back up the Brinks truck and pick whatever he wants. But I would say the Raiders would be a perfect fit for Harbaugh with a young quarterback. They can have an opportunity to draft up. Right now, they're sitting at 13. He's got weapons on offense. He's got a lot of guys coming back for the defense side of the ball. But Antonio Pierce, man, he's a Raider through and through. He's from Compton, grew up a Raider. You know, you saw all the Raider greats in the locker room after the last game, smoking cigars, the radio. You had Jim Otto and Ted Hendricks in there puffing on cigars, man. The old school guys were back.
Hey, we got about 20, 30 seconds. Grilling with McMillan at your website. If I was going to go there right now and I could buy one item that will make my barbecue just the best ever, what would be the secret sauce,
so to speak?
It's the barbecue sauce, man. You got to go online, GrillandMcMillan.com, and get that barbecue sauce. It's doing really well. I'm on a pizza here. I'm on a burger. I just launched a sushi roll today, so things are going well. I will be back in Arizona probably next weekend to do a collaboration where we're going to raise money for the Ryan's House Center right there in Arizona as well. So I'm excited to come back to Arizona and help raise some money.
Let's know how we can help next week. All right. Mighty Mouse, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
I appreciate you guys. Roll, Tide, roll.
Coming up, we'll take the fifth caller for our Learner and Row over-under contest, where you get a chance to take on the counselor and Washington alum who just lost our head coach, Kevin Rowe, for a $50 gift card if you could beat him. 602-260-9191, 602-9191. That's all next. We're at Wright Toyota. It's Fox Sports.
Monday on The Drive, we'll be working on Martin Luther King Day to react to all things NFL Wildcard Weekend. Will there be additional head coaches fired? We'll break it all down starting at 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Let the experts at Level 5 Lighting, all-in-one exterior permanent LED lighting, brighten up your world. Level 5 lights work with Alexa, Google Home, and Control4 smart home systems, so lighting up your home for any holidays, sporting events, security, or accent lighting has never been brighter. Calling sports enthusiasts. Get ready for your favorite game day. Get your lights installed with this month's special. 12 months, no interest financing if you qualify. Go to level5lighting.com to request a free quote. That's level5lighting.com. Level 5 Lighting, Arizona's outdoor LED experts.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
He's there.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Time to challenge the defender. Attorney Kevin Rowe from Arizona's top full-service law firm, Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And Lerner and Rowe, no fees unless you win.
You're hot.
Counselor Kevin Rowe with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
You know, there's bad weeks, and then there's really bad weeks. And our next guest went from Monday all excited, waking up, ready to go, national championship. His team is in it, alumni, Washington Huskies. They get blown out, doesn't go well.
Easy, Rock. Easy.
And then you're like, okay, we're fine. We'll be good. We'll be back better than ever next year. And then today, you hear Kalen DeBoer, their head coach, is going to Bama. Oh, man. Counselor, do you need some counseling for Roc and Manuch?
You want some more salt for that wound, Rock?
Oh,
my
man.
Gosh. Man.
God, is this what it's like? You know, when you're successful, you have everybody at your heels, you're talking smack.
That's
easy, Rock.
I will tell you, Rock, you're right. This has been a tough week. You know, Monday, it was a good game. I should say this. It was a strong game for 3.5 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just our quarterback, it's a little frustrating because he played, obviously not to where, in my opinion, not to where he has been playing and where he should be, and we're missing simple passes. And I'm not, I can get into talking about all the missed holding calls on runs and stuff, but it is what it is. And then this, wow, this was, I trust me, my phone's been blowing up from text messages saying, he's going to Alabama, he's in Alabama. Then you got to kind of look back. He reached the pinnacle of the Pac-12 by winning and then going to the national playoffs, college football playoffs. Coming short. But then he's got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of missing links here. You got your major players declaring. Right and left all week long. There's been Washington Huskies declaring for the draft.
Yeah.
Going into the Big Ten and what to expect there, for your first year. And then you have this opportunity that comes up to replace the legend of all legends in college football coaching. The only problem, I'm assuming they paid him a lot of money because I know DeBoer just signed a contract extension, with UW. So he's going to probably be money coming out of there since he just signed that. But do you ever really want to follow a legend?
Yeah, that's tough.
Now it's going to be, what's in that transfer portal going to start happening? Are you going to be able to save players? Are they going to leave? What's happening right now? And following those footsteps, those shoes, those are some big, big shoes. Going from, a Washington, don't get me wrong, fantasy. It's fantastic. More power to them. But
not to mention, Kev, that region, you lose Pete Carroll with the Seahawks, too. For what we do on a daily basis, they got a lot. Their sports radio, they're having fun up there. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, that's for sure. But, I know you're not a big Seahawks fan, but you want them to do well because that was an area that you spent a lot of time in, right?
Absolutely. You're right. I wasn't a big Seahawks fan, but, obviously I spent 4 years going to school, 3.5 going to school at University of Washington. And their sports are second to none. Back then, they had the Supersonics, when I was there, and they are diehard sports fans, Seattle. So, losing, again, I know you want to call him a Seattle Seahawks coach, but I think of him as an SC coach.
Sure, yeah. Well, hey, speaking of USC, though, there's a rumor that Cliff Kingsbury could be the next head coach at Washington.
No.
Cliff Kingsbury.
That'd be fun.
You'd be okay with that?
You'd have to pay him because he's still receiving money from the Cardinals. So would we have to pay him? Would Washington have to pay him?
Well, I see. Washington will. They'll have to pay him.
Put it this way, Kevin. They're still going to want your donation. Trust me.
Yeah. You're still got to write that check, no matter what. Well, anyway, let's see if you can.
A lot of money from the Cardinals. He doesn't need any more.
You're right about that, but he's probably bored, so he wants to get back out there. So, all right, let's see if maybe you can do better in this over/under contest. Then, all right. So here we go. You're playing against Billy in Peoria. First one, we're going to talk Wildcat. Wild card weekend. So here you go. Total passing yards combined in the Chiefs-Dolphins game will be over/under 350 yards. Over/under passing yards in the Chiefs-Dolphins game, 350, when it's going to be, minus 30 degree
wind chill, minus 30 degrees in KC.
Whoa. Yeah, I saw something about that. The wind chill is going to bring down to 30. It's supposed to be like 1 degree
yes.
Kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be cold. I don't expect the ball to be in the air much. But then again, Look at the two teams that are playing. They throw the ball. So it's going to be, man. I see. Here's what I see. In these cold conditions, I'm sure Manuch in your days at Buffalo, and I quoted that. I don't know if you played in some of these cold games, but everybody's so tight. So there's probably going to be, long passing plays or plays that open up, pretty deep. So I was thinking this, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the under. It's going to be the under. But then you look at these two teams, they throw the ball. So I'm going to go combined passing.
Yes.
I'm going to go with the over.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Shu, what's Billy Jasper from Peoria have to say?
Billy's going with the under. He's buying into the weather playing a factor in this one.
All right, Counselor. All right, question number 2. By the way, you I think you predicted accurately with the Seattle Cardinals combined rushing yards. I think you said over. There was like 300, and I had an outrageous number like 325, and they did go over. So you won that bad boy. So I'm going to continue that.
I'm pretty good, Manuch.
I know you are. That's it's got to be tough being you half the time. I can only imagine. All right, so let's rehash that. Total rushing yards combined in the Bills-Steelers game with over under 225 yards. Now you crushed it last week, but again, snowy. Snow will be sideways, parallel, maybe 0 degrees. All right, Counselor, which way are you going?
Yeah, I heard flurries. This is what I heard from Al Roker this morning. I was watching. He was
Your
telling
boy
me
Al.
Flurries. Al gave me some inside information. There'll be flurries. Yeah. And so I was originally looking at this thing going, first of all, I said this before on the show. I had Josh Allen as my quarterback, so I was hoping you would do something. What's the over under that Josh Allen will throw a pick? And I would take the over because every single game this year he's thrown a pick.
That's too easy, Kevin. That's too easy. We got to give him some challenge.
So it's is this combined rushing?
Combined rushing over under 225. Both teams combined.
225. I'm going to tell you, they're going to definitely be running the game. I mean, even Josh will rush the ball, obviously. Najee Harris is definitely going to be a factor in this game. He's going to get over 100, I would think. Man, 225 is a lot, though. In flurry conditions.
3.
I'll go with the over.
All right.
Let's play it. Let's keep this going.
All right. How about total sacks by the Rams? Oh, I'm sorry. What did Billy go with?
Yeah.
Billy do?
Yeah, Billy made a pick here.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead. I don't want to run out of time.
Billy is taking the over as well.
All right. Number 3 with Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe. Total sacks by the Rams on the Lions quarterback Jared Goff will be over under 2. Over under 2.
Well, there's obviously history here, and I'm sure you guys have spent all week talking about this game. I think the Rams are coming after him. Goff obviously wants to do paybacks for being traded. It's going to be interesting, but I see Rams getting him, over under 2. 3, are they going to get 3? Yeah, I'll go with you over.
Okay.
Let's keep the theme going.
All right, got it.
Over.
All right, Shu, which way did Billy Jasper and Peoria have to go?
Billy taking the under.
Okay, Max Protect for one Jared Goff out there. All right, easy on this one now.
2.
Winner and score of the Eagles at the Buccaneers.
EAGLES Eagles.
Easy, Counselor.
How have your Eagles been playing the last 5
Oh,
weeks,
man.
Rock?
Their wings have been clipped. They are not playing well. They're going in hurt.
Speaking of your quarterback, is his last name coming into play with that finger? Is he hurt?
Did you see that thing, man? It was like,
It was ugly. Yeah, they popped it back into place. Hey, it's good to go. No blood. He's good.
He can handle it.
Yeah.
He definitely handled it. That was pretty disgusting looking.
It was.
But yeah.
It was.
I'm going to tell you, Rock's not going to like me in this whole thing. I know he isn't. They've been limping into these playoffs right now. I believe they dropped 5 out of 6. Is that right, or what did they do, Rock? What have they done?
Just keep going. Just give me your answer. Come on.
Correct, Counselor. Correct.
I look at Baker.
1.
Let's go. 27-24, Baker.
All right. What's Billy got there, Shu?
And by the way, just real quick, just so we're clear, my buddy Al also told me it will be raining in this game. This game will have rain.
Shoot. Just some guy Jeffrey called me.
Just getting on right there, yeah.
All right, you got a screwdriver?
Shoot, which way is Billy going to go on this game?
Billy is taking the Bucks as well. Sorry, Rock. He's taking the Bucks as well. 24-20.
Oh man, the pain. Oh, thank you, buddy. You did good today. You did really good today, Kev. Man, you're knocking down, the information up in Seattle. So nice job.
My good friend Al giving me the weather updates going on in all the games. Yeah, we got it done.
Awesome. And I'm waiting for these board meetings. I know I didn't miss the Thursday one. It got rescheduled, right? You didn't have it without me there.
Tuesday, buddy.
Okay,
Tuesday.
That's right.
Next week.
Okay. All right, buddy. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Take care.
That's Kevin Rowe. Lerner and Rowe joining us for his weekly picks, and good luck to Billy in Peoria. Coming up, we'll go a little bit more in depth with it as we'll go to Vegas with our sports handicapper Scott Spreitzer from DocSports.com. He'll do all the wildcard games next as we continue from Right Toyota. It's Fox Sports 910.
Clear. It's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
No arbitration for D-backs ace Zach Allen. The two sides avoiding Thursday's deadline, agreeing on a $10 million salary for 2024. The team also agreed on one-year contracts with Christian Walker, Paul Sewald, Kevin Ginkel, Ryan Thompson, and Joe Matapply. ASU coming off a loss in Washington, now off till next Wednesday when they host UCLA. 8th-ranked Arizona back in action tomorrow. They visit Washington State. The Suns return to the court on Sunday against the Blazers in Portland. The Coyotes are in Minnesota tomorrow, and the Patriots will reportedly name assistant Gerard Mayo as the successor to Bill Belichick as coach. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Whether your favorite team is in the playoffs or not, you always win when you order pickup or delivery from Venezia's Pizzeria for your football party. Venezia's, using family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch, giving you that authentic Italian taste. Venezia's will please everyone at your football party with pizza, wings, and other fan favorites. Vegan options too. That's Venezia's, your football party favorite. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezias.com.
A will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road to success is not one that you go alone. Whether it's your family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Hi, I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Recently, Lerner Rowe was named the 2nd most influential law firm in the United States. Although we have offices in other parts of the country, Glenn and I both live here and raise our families here. We are your local law firm. No other law firm in the state comes close to the experience, reputation, and results as Lerner & Rowe. When you're hurt in a wreck and need a check, call the law firm that can get you the results you need. Call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
well, that's just great.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. How nice for me.
But what you really need to say is, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you file your claim.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Duke's on
Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where? Dukes! Where? Dukes! Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SPORTS. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code SPORTS. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
If you're talking to Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910, you're on the right Toyota phone line. Check it out for yourself at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Right Toyota.
You're hot.
All right, let's get right to it. Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. You can always follow him on Twitter or X at Scott Wins, and he joins us to go through the wild card weekend. How we doing, Scott?
I'm doing well, guys. How's it going, man?
Can't complain. Wild card weekend, a lot of good games, a lot of weather that kind of plays into handicapping, I'm sure. But we'll start with one that doesn't have to deal with the weather because it's inside, and that's the AFC wild card game with the Browns and Texans. 2:30 kickoff here in Phoenix. How are you handicapping this one?
Yeah, this one's come down from 3 down to 2 in most books now. It's really tough, this one, because the weather's great, obviously. They're in a dome, but I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, boy, I really want to play Houston here. And then, of course, you think about quarterbacks making that first playoff start and how badly they've done over the course of the last 20 years. They've covered just 21 of 59 chances. And I think C.J. Stroud is obviously a keeper. I mean, he is the real deal. He looks at, makes all kinds of smart decisions. Their offense doesn't make any mistakes. So I don't know if the word's reluctant or conservative, but a conservative play I'll go with. That sounds a little more positive on Houston. The Browns get all that credit for their defense, but my gosh, it's like, where does the defense go when they travel away from home? You know, they really struggle on the road on defense for whatever reason. But I think that's the way to go in this one, is to back Houston. Flacco's been a real nice story, but he does have 8 interceptions in 5 games. And I trust that, you know, DeMeco Ryans as a head coach, being a defensive coach, the defensive staff, to be able to maybe pick off a pass or two, force a mistake by Flacco. And I also think maybe the over is the way to go here, guys, even though I've only played Houston, excuse me, thus far, because Houston's weakness is their pass defense. And I do believe that there's going to be some trading of points in this one. So right now, a play on Houston. I might add the over as we get closer to kickoff.
Scott, let's go to the Dolphins at the Chiefs. Looks like this ticked up a little bit, minus for the Chiefs is what I'm seeing. Both teams 11-6. Interesting that they're both pretty much even as far as the Dolphins are 4-4 and they play away. The Chiefs have struggled. The Dolphins have struggled. The weather could be minus 30 as far as wind chill factor. How are you looking at this game overall?
I'm almost, as much as I love watching a late night football game in the playoffs, this week and next week are my favorite weeks of the entire season. I'm almost thinking, man, couldn't they move this one and the Buffalo game to maybe Monday? You know, it's just crazy with this weather. But listen, I'm not the first one to point this out or mention the following, but Tua and the Dolphins played badly against teams with a winning record. And they're 1-5 against the spread against teams with winning records. They're 9-2 against the spread when they face losing teams. And their offense and defense is like a mirror of each other. Against losing teams, Miami, 35 points per game. Against winning teams, less than 18 a game. On defense, 33 points per game allowed against winning teams, 17 points per game allowed against losing teams. I mean, to me, that's a bully. They beat up on bad teams, and they get knocked around by good teams. And I went back and looked a little bit at the game that I had saved with KC and Miami, where they played in Germany earlier this season. And the KC blitz package really had Tua a little bit messed up. And he didn't throw any picks, but he only threw for 190 yards on about 5.7 yards per pass. That was with a healthy Raheem Mostert. He's going to play probably, last check, but he's got the sore knee. I just think Kansas City puts it together here. And one quick note on this game, you know, the Dolphins are bad on defense. against opponents when it comes to passer rating. They're 24th. They're 28th in the red zone on defense. I think Travis Kelce, the prop that he scores a touchdown in this game, is worth it at even money. I think that Mahomes will trust him against this bad red zone defense, and he scores at least once in this game. And, we'd be talking better things about Casey's offense right now if the receivers just held on to passes.
Yeah, sure.
It's been mainly that. So I think Casey gets the job done here.
All right, let's switch to Sunday. The Steelers clash with the Bills in Orchard Park. Pittsburgh kind of squeaked into the postseason, and Buffalo's been playing well as of late. This is one that I know, I think it seems like a lot of people I've talked to at least are all over Buffalo, but you just never know when it gets to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of quick notes on this one because they're expecting 65-mile-an-hour winds. That's just crazy. But I'll tell you what about T.J. Watt. When he's out, he's been with the Steelers in 115 Steeler games in his career. They're 69, 33-2 when he's on the field, and they allow under 20 points per game, a sack rate of 9%. Without T.J. Watt on the field, they're 1-10. They give up 26 points per game, another touchdown, and a sack rate of 6.5%. So I think that's a big deal. I love the fact that Buffalo, when they changed offensive coordinators, they became more run-oriented. They're averaging 36 carries per game over the last 5 and about 150 yards per game on the ground. So that helps out in the bad weather. It helps out Josh Allen so he doesn't make those desperation throws. I would normally be on Buffalo here, but guys, I just got to take a pass. 65-mile-an-hour winds. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I just can't put my money on that or recommend anybody puts their money on a game like that.
All right, so let's move on to on Sunday at 2:30 on Fox. Packers at the Cowboys. That game -7. Cowboys 8-0 at home, and Packers 4-5 on the road. So you look at this game. Can Jordan Love continue? What's he got? 9 games now without a turnover? But you're going into the Big D with Micah Parsons et al. Coming after him.
Yeah, you always got to look at Micah Parsons and fear that against a guy making his first playoff start.
Yes.
We talked about those teams with that record, 21-38 against the spread when a quarterback makes that first playoff start. He finished the regular season, Jordan Love, with a 96.1 passer rating, and the Cowboys lost 6 of 9 games this season against quarterbacks, the passer rating of 90 or higher. So if Jordan Love can get over the speed of it all when it comes to the playoffs, and actually stick around in this game for the first quarter and a half, because they are a good first quarter team, then they got a chance. If they drop behind early, I think they're going to be playing catch up and won't be able to do it. That offensive line for Green Bay has been great. They've been protecting Jordan Love, 18-1 touchdown to INT ratio over his last 8 or 9 starts. I'm not a fan of the Packer defense. I think Dak will have a big game. I fear McCarthy getting conservative, but I'm going to push that aside and say this one goes over the total.
All right, how about Monday with Tampa and Philly in Tampa?
I am hoping like crazy, and I got a small play on him that Philly gets by Tampa in this first playoff game, and then I can go against them big time next week. That's really what I'm hoping for.
Come on.
I'm a Philly fan. I've told you that, guys, before. I'm an Eagles fan.
Yep,
I
me
love
too.
The Philadelphia Eagles. But the bottom line is that I just think, first of all, the defenses look fractured. And losing Jonathan Gannon, losing Shane Steichen certainly hurt this team. I heard a show earlier today where they were saying there's a report out that Sirianni might get canned if they lose this game. How crazy is that? But anyway, this line's gone from 2.5 to 3. I just don't trust Mayfield. He's banged up. He's wildly inconsistent, not just the season, but over 4 quarters of a game. Their schedule was so favorable this year to get here and get where they are. And Philly absolutely dominated the Bucs early in the season. I know they're not playing as well now, Philly, but it's still, they just completely dismantled the Tampa Bay offense, and I think they can do that again here. Tampa, again, weak schedule that they played against. The division was terrible. I think Philly gets by them here, and then I'll look to play against Philly next week.
And if they don't get by, Bill Belichick is going to be the next head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, Scott.
I'd rather have Sirianni by far than Belichick. Belichick's about a 45% win percentage without Brady before and after Brady. Crazy.
Scott, have a great weekend, buddy. Thank you.
Take care, gentlemen.
Scott Spreitzer. Check him out on X at Scott Wins. Of course, Doc Sports, you'll see he's about 70%. So he can win you some money. So check it out. Go to DocSports.com. Coming up, it's our football at 50. But first, it's our turn to give you our lock of the weekend. That's coming up next from Wright Toyota here on Fox Sports 910 and now on 99.9 HD3.
Check this out.
Clear.
This is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are so gifted, otherworldly, that they can have bad nights. Josh was the only person beating Josh last night. Couple of bad picks, 3 turnovers. And he overcomes it on the road on sheer talent.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, rock for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheets. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate with you. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Couple hires today. Washington's DeBoer. He will be the next head coach at Alabama. He formerly coached the Huskies to the Pac-12 championship and in the national championship against Michigan. Fell on Monday. And then we find out that, or actually before this, New England Patriots, they've hired Jared Mayo as their head coach, as he will succeed Bill Belichick. He spent his entire pro football career with the franchise, played 8 seasons there after he was drafted in the first round, and then he's been the inside linebackers coach for the past 5 years. He will become the NFL's youngest coach at 37 years old and just the 4th Pats coach since 93.
Well, interesting because you look at his history. When he got done playing, he went into the financial side of the New England Patriots. And it was Bill Belichick that said, hey, look, we'd love to have you come on the field as an assistant coach. And it was just last summer, Rock, where they pretty much made him like an assistant head coach, kind of wrote into his contract that basically you're the head coach in waiting, yeah. So we all kind of figured that everybody's saying Vrabel or this guy, that guy. And when you go, well, he pretty much is written in there or is a guy that's in waiting. I think that was a natural for him to be there. But I thought it was interesting he started off in the financial department before Belichick brought him back out and said, love to have you as a linebacker coach. And he's just done an outstanding job. Now I think it's just up to whoever the new GM, they're looking for a new general manager to hire to see how they can get this New England Patriots team off the schneid without Tom Brady, draft picks, free agents, to see how aggressive they're going to be. I think for you Patriot fans, it'll be the similar defense that you've seen with Bill Belichick for many, many years, a 3-4 front, kind of a hybrid, guys coming from all different angles. Offensively, who do they get in the draft, which I think they probably will get a quarterback in the draft. And on top of that, how do they build via free agency? They got to go spend the money.
Football at 50, and then now our locks of the week are brought to you by Upper Crust Pizza, Wine, and Patio Bar in Phoenix. Family pizza restaurant, outstanding pizza. Upper Crust Pizza, Patio Wine Bar at Cave Creek Road and the 101 next to Costco. Check them out, uppercrustwinebar.com. All right, lock of the weekend, NFL wild card.
Jax, you want to give us an update on how we did last week?
Yeah, Josh, why don't you do that?
Josh? Jax.
He said Josh. You said Josh.
I said Josh. I said Jax.
I think you said Josh. Shu?
You know what I'm talking about.
I heard Josh.
We could play the tape back.
Yeah.
I think Manuch is it's gonna be kind of a jumbled mess. It's gonna allow Manuch to live in the ambiguity of I said Jack, so I don't want to do that work.
All right, pass.
All right, so we got a tight race at the top, but at the bottom, 7-7-1. Schubert went 1-1 last week. He had the Bucks -4.5 was his winner. Me, Rock, and Manu, we're all tied with 13 wins. I've got 14 losses. I had Texans -1.5 over the Colts. Rock had the Packers against the Bears. They covered and won. And then Manuch had the Lions -3.5 over the Vikings, as well as Tampa -4.5 over the Panthers. So Manuch had a great week, 2-0. We should start with you, Manuch.
Right.
13-13-2 is your record.
I'm going to go Cowboys -7 in the Dome inside. They're 8-0 at home. They seem to do extremely well at home. It's on the road where they suffer. So I think that the pack is coming in one way or the other. And Jordan Love, I think they get all over him. You know, a little bit of the deer in the headlights. You amp up when you get into the playoffs to see how it handles. But I think the Cowboys win this going away.
Going away, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Eagles and Bucks. Eagles are the favorites, expected to win by at least a field goal, but less than a touchdown. Currently at -3, over under 43.5. Why not? I mean, I've been with them all year and been losing all year.
Attaboy,
I
Rock.
sell it as a lock, Rock.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm 13-15, so why would you go with me anyway this week? So,
But you got to sell it. You didn't sell it. You're like, sure, let's do it.
You're a marketing guy. You got to sell it.
That's great marketing.
well, I can sell some other stuff. I can sell ice and Eskimo, but I cannot sell. I can't lock it. But I'm going to. Rock's lock this week is the Eagles. Shocker.
All right, Jags.
I'm going Lions -3. Jared Goff is going to be fired up against Sean McVay and the team that traded him to the Lions. Better for his career, but I think he's going to be fired up. Give me the Lions -3 over the Rams.
All right, Shu.
I will tell you, I feel as similar as Rock does with his pick, with my pick, but I'm going to try to spice it up and sell it.
Sell it, Shu.
Okay, you got a cold weather game You got a team that doesn't play well against teams with a winning record this season. A lot of their wins, they've been beating bad teams. They got to beat the Jets. They beat the Patriots, right? They struggle in cold weather. You're going to have to run the football. Kansas City, one of the things that they've been good at this season is getting Isaiah Pacheco involved, him being able to run the football. Mahomes, that home environment, I don't care what the temperature says, they thrive at home in the playoffs. Give me the Chiefs minus the 4.5, which is going to be close to what the temperature is outside when the game starts this weekend.
Does Mostert, is he going to play? Is Mostert going to play?
He'll play.
Okay. It's questionable as of now, but they're going to need him.
It's the playoffs,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Take the shot and the whatever else you need to put on your knee and take and the whole 9 yards to get on that field. You won't feel anything anyway. It's minus 30 wind chill factor. If you're playing and you're moving around, that's great. If you're on the sideline, hanging out, charting plays, trying to keep your hands warm for holding or whatever like that, that's extremely difficult.
It's incredible, too, because they have Tyreek's over-under for receiving yards at 84.5 despite the weather. Seems high, doesn't it?
I think the factor is, okay, the Chiefs receivers had a hard time catching the ball in normal weather. How will they be in this cold, frigid weather? Because the ball gets harder. I mean, it's hard. Jax, it's like a rock coming at you. It just seems to get harder, and it underinflates a little bit because of the temperature. But this will be very interesting. The Chiefs have got to jump on this team quickly, though, because they're a mystery as well, too. And with all the frustration that you saw Pat Mahomes in terms of receivers, so I think Travis Kelce has a big game for this Chiefs team coming up here on Saturday.
So with Jared Mayo as the next head coach for the Patriots, we're going to catch up with John Sapichetti here in about 6 minutes from Boston. 37 years old. He is the youngest coach, as I mentioned. He is 1 month younger than Rams coach Sean McVay, who was previously, of course.
Yeah. And McVay started at 32, though, right? 32 years old he was.
Jeez.
I mean, think about that. 32 years old coaching a National Football League team.
I think the next job we'll see get hired is probably in Washington, as the Commanders did hire 49ers assistant general manager Adam Peters as their new GM, as they're trying to revamp their front office under their new owner, Josh Harris. They interviewed a ton of candidates supposedly, and this is the guy. And he comes very highly respected. He's got a bunch of Super Bowl rings. I think he was with Denver and New England, I think.
Might have been. Yeah, he and Monty Ossenfort at New England one time. Well, he learned under one of the best. I mean, John Lynch has become one of the best GMs, but you had York, your owner, willing to spend the money, and the way they've, I wouldn't say manipulated the cap, but I've gotten guys like Christian McCaffrey last year. Look at the draft, the trades they made this year. I mean, that's the winning formula that I think that this new Washington Commanders regime wants to see and get that reinstilled. But again, there's another team that'll probably go after one of the top-notch quarterbacks in the first pick. Hell, there might be 4 quarterbacks gone. What do you think, Shane, in the first 10 picks? 3 or 4 gone?
It's really tough, Manuch, because there's a lot of buzz in that direction. And obviously you got Caleb Williams and Drake May at the top. It's just a question of how does this league view the group of Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Michael Penix Jr. It really is going to be beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because I think all 3 of those guys are not on the prospect level of a Williams or May. And so you might have teams that say, no, we wouldn't take any of those guys until the 3rd round, or you'll have some teams say, yeah, I want that guy if he gets to me at 7, 8, 12, 15, wherever it may be.
Think how tough this is for this new general manager. This is his first GM job. He gets handed a roster that he needs to redo.
Totally.
He's got the 2nd pick overall, and he needs to get a head coach.
Sounds like Monty Ossenfort.
Well, without the head coach, he's got to
But he was hired before Gannon.
Yes, yeah, no, it's very similar.
Pick,
very similar.
Had to do a different roster.
And your point,
easy to sell, right?
Except he had a quarterback.
Easy to sell.
Easy to sell.
You tell a head coach you're going to be able to pick your quarterback more than likely. So it's an attractive position in that regard.
I would agree. I absolutely would agree. All right, coming up in hour number 3, Danny White. We'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys wildcard game, as well as John Sapichetti talking about what happened this week in Boston. We're just talking about coaching. The week is all about coaches.
The carousel had begun.
Man, we're also got Jack's Rewind. That's always fun at 3:15. It's Roc and Manuch out here live at Wright Toyota, where you won't go wrong.
Clear.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alternative Rewind, where all rock began. Just search Alternative Rewind and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Have you heard about the new offer from PlumSmart? They're going to come to your home and do a free home energy efficiency report card. Now that we're past summer, PlumSmart can breathe a little bit, and they want to help you out by testing your home for leaks in your air duct. Did you know that 70% of all homes have leaks in their air duct? So if you want to get your free home energy efficiency report card from PlumSmart, go to itsjustplumsmart.com or call 480-654-8865. Tell them Jody sent you.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Learn and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Suns snapped a 5-game losing streak against the Lakers last night in their win in L.A. Bradley Beal at 37. They close out a 3-game road trip Sunday against Portland. College ball, Arizona State lost their first game in Pac-12 play against Washington on the road. They fell to 10-6 overall. 8th-ranked Arizona back in action tomorrow visiting Washington State. The Wildcats are 12-3, including a 3-1 mark in Pac-12 play. On the ice, the Coyotes lost big to the Flames. That wrapped up a 5-game homestand. They kick off a 3-game road trip tomorrow against the Wild in Minnesota. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just
all right, guys, he's there.
Wide keyword Bills at foxsports910.com. That's Bills at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, we'll see those temperatures dipping back down into those mid-30s, but then as we head into the weekend, warming up slightly. 60 degrees for your Saturday.
He's there, yes.
64 as we head into Sunday. For the
You're going to just come back clean here, Manuch. I didn't have time to pull that highlight.
This report
with everything that was going on
by Progressive Insurance. Looking for
and then he wants a copy of this, Manuch, so I'm going to cut it while I'm here during hockey, and I'll email it to you, and then you can get it to him.
One of the country's top workplaces? Join the growing team at Progressive Insurance. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch.
I've added
Show,
2 more to the
live
board
from
today.
Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Right Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online.
No, the
at
one's Bill and one's that got saved.
righttoyota.com.
I finally put on to Cincinnati on the board.
Calling all.
And then I added a Saban one that I don't think you guys have heard, but it's one of my favorites.
Sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Quit asking.
And is powered
That's
by
the one.
Injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 9.
You're hot.
Let's get the 3 o'clock going here. Roc and Manuch out here at Wright Toyota. Our next guest, he's our Boston guy. I mean, anything that goes down in Boston, it's normally with the Patriots. It was always Tom Brady and then Bill Belichick. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the last time we get to talk to him, because I don't even know what's going on in the New England area anymore, because the Patriots aren't relevant anymore. They are done. John Sapichetti joins us. John, Roc and Manuch. I know you're not the biggest Boston guy. You've always made that clear on the show. But, we love talking to you, but it's always about the Patriots. So what's going to be the next topic that we could call you on and find out what's going on?
Well, if you want to put your audience to sleep, you can talk about the Red Sox, who are really irrelevant. Maybe when we get to May and June, we'll talk about the Boston Celtics, who are the favorites to win the NBA championship.
Yeah.
The Bruins, who knows? Again, I'm a Laker fan in Boston, which is, kind of scary and dangerous.
Yes.
I'm a LeBron fan. If LeBron played for the Memphis Grizzlies, I'd be a Memphis Grizzlies fan. So it's tough being a LeBron fan in the greater Boston area. When I was working at the Herald, my first column was LeBron James greater than Larry Bird. And when I walked into the newsroom, every guy at the time, 55, 60 years old, wanted to rip my head off. But, I think I've been proven right.
So from all the Boston people we talked to, this wasn't a surprise per se. I guess, I thought that maybe Robert Kraft might give him one more year, that being Bill Belichick. But it seems to all the folks back there, was that kind of the consensus, John, that Bill Belichick was out?
Absolutely. And I think it started about a month and a half, 2 months ago. Tommy Curran, who covers the team for NBC Sports Boston, is probably the most plugged-in reporter, along with Mike Reese, who covers the team for ESPN. Well, Tom E. Curran, a month and a half, 2 months ago, right after or a week after the loss in Germany, said that the decision has been made. And that was the game that I think just tilted in the realm that Belichick was going to be out at the end of the year. That was a big game for Robbie Kraft. They weren't in playoff contention at the time, but it was a big game for him playing in Germany. He had some business interests there. Sponsors for his other businesses were there, and it was kind of an embarrassing game. They lost 10-6. It was just, like many of their games this year, very, very boring. So I think he had made his decision. At that point, Tommy Curran reported it. And as we saw yesterday, it was announced. They had the joint press conference, although it wasn't really a press conference because Belichick didn't answer any questions. Kraft, about an hour and a half later, answered questions. And it didn't take 12 to 16 hours that there's already backstabbing going on because it wasn't mutual. I think Belichick wanted to stay maybe another 2 years to try to break Don Shula's wins record. Again, at $25 million a year, who wouldn't want that job to stay in a place you've been 24 years, worked with your kids, and it's a comfortable situation. But Kraft had to move on. I mean, this team, since Tom Brady was shown the door 4 years ago, is 29-39. And I remind people all the time, and it does sound boring, that in 11 seasons as the head coach without Tom Brady as his quarterback, Bill Belichick is 84-103 and has 8 losing seasons in those 11 seasons. 1 playoff win, 2 playoff appearances. So I always push back that this is the greatest time. I'm like, let's hold back on that because most, if not all of his accomplishments came with Tom Brady as his quarterback. But no surprise, it was time to move on. The surprise was that the very next day that they decided to name Gerard Mayo as their next head coach, and they'll have a press conference next week. I thought it would take a little bit longer, maybe go through an interview process with other candidates. But as we learned today, it was pretty much in Mayo's contract that he was the heir apparent. They just thought it would happen after next season, not after this season.
Yeah, and that was, I just found out today from Chris Schubert, our fine producer back, that was written in. I did not know that. I knew that they gave him the bump from assistant to assistant head coach at the beginning of the year. And I just kind of felt, John, from the standpoint that those skids were getting greased for him to take over. But I thought they might have done a roundabout search. But if that was in his contract, then that's the no-brainer. He's the new head coach.
Yeah, they put that in the contract so they wouldn't have to go through the interview process that the league mandates in terms of the Rooney Rule. Now, again, Gerard Mayo is a minority candidate, now a minority coach, but you still have to go through the process. But this part in the contract fast-tracked it that he could be named coach. And his only title was linebacker coach. Gerard Mayo was very, very bright in this situation because at the end of last season, they gave him this contract, but he wanted to remain as a linebacker coach. This way, if this thing blew up, he could go interview maybe for a defensive coordinator position elsewhere or obviously a head coaching position elsewhere. So he didn't lock himself into being with the Patriots because Bill Belichick, believe it or not, for a guy who just lauds the military and loves Navy, isn't into titles. How many years did he not have an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator? He talks about there's no titles. Gerard Mayo was pretty much the linebacker coach, and along with his son, Stephen Belichick, they ran the defense and did a pretty darn good job. People around here keep talking about how great the defense was. It wasn't great. It was mediocre. But in comparison to that offense, it looked like the 85 Bears.
John Sapichetti joining us, co-host of the Pick and Roll. A lot of NBA. If you love NBA, check him out on his Twitter at JohnSap25. John, when you look at the press conference the other day, Belichick, went up, and then Kraft. My takeaway, and I talked to Manuch about this the other day, was the fact that they didn't hide behind the statement, and they actually got out there in front of it, and I thought that was pretty classy. Would you agree that was a good idea, the way that they handle it? Was it taken pretty well with the media there?
Not with the media, no, especially not with sports talk radio. I mean, we sink our teeth into everything and see the negative and everything. It essentially, to me, was a facade. Bill Belichick played nice. He's going to get his pay for the year. He's now free to go elsewhere. And again, there'll be some offset language potentially if he goes to Atlanta or Carolina or wherever else. But there'll be no compensation, which Belichick would be adamant about not giving back to the Patriots. Because who wants to go to a new team and have to give up a second, even a third-round pick to the Patriots for that coach to go there? When you know he's being fired, they never use the word fired. They said, mutual parting of ways, which is a, way to say fired without being that hard. And this is something Kraft wanted because Kraft loves to be loved, and he wants to maybe in 3-4 years have Belichick back for a day like he had with Brady at the beginning of the season, and as they're having again on June 12th. With Tom Brady coming back to be, enshrined as the Patriots Hall of Fame. But Kraft likes the idea of Brady and Belichick being considered Patriots for life, even though, he's moved on from both of them.
Is the media beating up Kraft for not getting anything in return?
Not really. No, because I don't know what you could get back in return for a guy who's going to be 72 in April, who only has 1 year left on his contract, and the world knew he was going to be dismissed. What can you get for him?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like trying to get too much value for a beat up car. At this point, you just try to get what you can. And in this case, there wouldn't be anything. And I just think that they played nice yesterday in the press conference. And part of the deal was Belichick can go his very way, and maybe he'll be coaching the Atlanta Falcons next year, Washington, wherever it may be. I've often said the Chargers make the most sense because they already have a quarterback.
3.
A good roster that's a bit front-loaded, heavy-loaded up top, not necessarily all that deep. But we don't know if the Spanos family will pay him what he thinks he's worth, which is going to be in the $20 to $25 million range. They've never paid a head coach anywhere close to that, although not many head coaches in the history of the league have made even close to that. I think, Sean Payton and maybe Sean McVay and Andy Reid, the 3 guys that come to mind that are close to that. But I think they just decided this is the best way to handle it so it doesn't look contentious. But I still think that, these guys had some problems. And we saw Our Football Life, right, which came out 14 years ago, the 2-part series with Belichick. I could never get out of my head that they were playing the Titans and they won 59-0 in a snowstorm, a freak snowstorm. And before the game, Kraft is in Belichick's office talking about the weather. And Belichick looked at him as if I would look at a piece of gum on the bottom of my shoe. Now, this is your owner. Like, we know that Jimmy Johnson disrespected Jerry Jones, and that didn't last long. I give Bob Kraft a ton of credit for making this thing last 24 years, knowing that you've got a coach who oftentimes, if you ran into him in the hallway, wouldn't even acknowledge you. I mean, the guy did sign his paycheck, and handsome paychecks at that, maybe give a little bit back to the owner. I do know that if Jonathan Kraft, Robert Kraft's son, had made the decision on his own, this would have happened years ago because no love lost between Jonathan Kraft and Robert Kraft, to say the least.
John, with the 49ers assistant general manager, Adam Peters, who spent time in New England, now in Washington, does that change it at all?
I'm wondering if that would. Now, again, I think it would be difficult to take powers away from Bill Belichick if he remained with the New England Patriots. And Albert Breer, Monday morning quarterback, has brought this up so many times, even on radio in Boston, that Andy Reid had complete control of things in Philadelphia. And then when he went to Kansas City, he gave back a lot of that power to John Dorsey at the time to pretty much run personnel. You can't take away power while the coach remains where he was, right? But at a new location, maybe Belichick says, look, I'm 72. Let me just concentrate on coaching the team. I think Adam Peters is the best candidate out there. And now that Washington hired him, I think that's a grand slam move by them. In fact, what I wanted to see the Patriots do was a bit bolder than what they've done. I would have had Gerard Mayo as president of football operations because he's an incredibly bright guy. I think he's a big picture guy. I would have brought in Adam Peters as my general manager. And I'm going to throw this one name out there that you guys know very, very well. Jed Fish, head coach of the University of Arizona, has done a great job. I cannot believe that his name does not come up in any rumors to be a coach in the NFL. He coached under Sean McVay, which alone should get you hired, right? And he was quarterback coach here in 2020, but, you know, that,
I like that. That's
idea
good.
Was blown out. Yeah, I'm a big Jed Fish guy. I mean, because, you know, he was here for a year. He's worked under a lot of successful coaches in the NFL, and look what he did at the University of Arizona. I mean, an incredible job. But it was pretty much predetermined that Gerard Mayo was going to be next coach of the New England Patriots. And I think it's a good move, not a great move, but I think the players are going to buy in. But the problem with Robert Kraft that I see is the organization is so insular, right? So now you've got Gerard Mayo as the head coach. I've often said that if Robert Kraft owned a supermarket, that Josh McDaniels would be the front end manager, Bill O'Brien would run the deli, Matt Patricia would appropriately run the bakery, and now apparently Gerard Mayo would be the store manager. I mean, it's very incestuous, and I don't think that always works. I mean, Kraft likes to be around people that he's comfortable with, so he's got Gerard Mayo. A lot of rumors out there now that Elliot Wolf will be the next general manager. He's in-house. I can just see Josh McDaniels coming back in some capacity because the Raiders are paying him and it won't cost the Patriots anything. So I think at some point they should have expanded out to places where you get new ideas, because whether it's the offense they're running that doesn't work unless Tom Brady's running it, you know, the Patriots do seem to be a bit outdated at this point, right? I mean, they're not running their franchise, or they haven't run their franchise like the successful franchises like the 49ers or the Eagles or the Ravens. They're right now using a fax machine in a world that we all use email.
John, thanks for moving today. We're sorry we tapped into your happy hour time, but we appreciate you moving for us, and have yourself a great weekend.
You too, fellas. I know you're rooting for the 49ers, right? Because your man Brock Purdy, they look like they're going to be tough to beat.
You're right, absolutely. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Hey, follow him on Twitter, everything in Boston at John Sapp 25. Just check it out at John Sapp 25, and you can check out all the stuff he does with the Pick and Roll podcast. Coming up, it's Jack's Rewind. Plus, if we have time, depending on how long it is, some of Bill Belichick's best moments and savings. It's Roc and Manuch, JB.
Monday on the Drive, we'll be working on Martin Luther King.
Do you want to do survey or no?
All things NFL Wildcard Weekend. Will there be additional head coaches fired? We'll break it all down starting at 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
I have 4 clips for Rewind.
From the Valley Toyota Dealers
Just 4, yep.
Crash on the Red Mountain Freeway if you're westbound on the 202, partially blocking the McKillop's on-ramp. That's sitting in your right lane. A crash northbound 17 approaching Union Hills. Building fire, Scottsdale Hotel reported. Indian School east of Goldwater.
This
right, I can come back with survey or Jackson. I just need to put it in a certain order in the thing.
Progressive Insurance is making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo,
for
or
Belichick and stuff,
a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
I have a couple things.
Whether your favorite team is in the playoffs or not, you always win when you order pickup or delivery from Venezia's Pizzeria for your football party. Venezia's, using family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch.
Yeah, I got you. I've got it in order.
Authentic Italian taste. Venezia's will please everyone at your football party with pizza, wings, and other fan favorites. Vegan options too. That's Venezia's, your football party favorite. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezias.com.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Collins over to Lance for three. Bullseye!
Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch ASU's final home matchups with UCLA and USC as Pac-12 conference foes. First up, UCLA, Wednesday, January 17th at 7 p.m., followed by USC, Saturday, January 20th at 12 noon. Get your tickets today, 480-965-5812, or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil Men's Basketball. Onward to victory.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long.
What'd you say, Manuch?
Where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game?
Absolutely.
Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Love to do that.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones.
Field drained 8 3/4 and posted a season-high 37 in a road win against the Lakers. In college ball, Arizona State dropped their first game in Pac-12 play against Washington on the road. GCU knocked off Abilene Christian for their 12th straight win. The Lopes are now 15-1. Super Wildcard Weekend starts tomorrow in the NFL. The Chiefs play the Dolphins. DraftKings line as KC is 4.5-point favorites. I'm Frank Aaron.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The fully electric EQS sedan from Mercedes-Benz is innovation on a magnificent scale. Available with the epic 56-inch touch-sensitive hype screen. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQS.
You missed this week of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Our fine rookie Jackson Groff has you covered.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jax puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jax's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 10.
All right, Jax, bring it.
All right, we've got 2 today because we're in a little time crunch, but we got the best 2 moments of the week. And we'll start.
So are you going to play the other 3 you had on your show tomorrow?
Probably not.
Okay.
No. Unless you want me to. You are the
So
boss.
we used to do with Gross, they used to do the weekly, the Saturday rewind, and we would take up about an hour of your airtime.
Yeah, it would just be a replay of just random interviews from the weekend.
Or
look at each other and we're like, that had nothing to do with what we were just talking about, but okay.
Or it's just us trying to get on the air. You know, and that's just trying to get our remote equipment to work.
You know, the ratings are so high for Take the Points. Now you can't do that, unfortunately.
Yes.
You know, all the great feedback we've got
Keep
from the
talking.
show.
All right, bring it.
For those out there who are May older and they're saying, you know, how can I get in better shape and stay in good shape at such an old age? Well, for Jimmy B, it's Red Bull. And in this clip, you know, Rock was asking him, what kind of juices did you used to drink before having Red Bull? And he answered it with this.
I have never met anybody over 60 that drinks as much Red Bull as you do.
You haven't met me.
What did you drink before Red Bull? Mountain Dew?
Orange juice. That gave you a kick? Yeah. Orange juice.
How does orange juice give you
crack?
How does that happen?
I don't know. I all of a sudden
Vitamin C?
I went on. I'm a healthy dude.
No, you are. I applaud that.
So,
I don't
So
know.
why
man.
are you
I
drinking
went to
Red
my
Bull?
doctor today. I mean, she would not tell me to be drinking Red Bull.
I only drink 1 can of it, and I don't do it every day. It's not an everyday.
Well, yeah,
I like.
You're
the
only
taste.
with us what?
A couple
Days.
That's it.
You know, Jimmy, that kills rats in experiments. You know that, don't you?
That's good.
Orange
Red
juice.
Bull.
Yeah, I was like,
Try Red Bull, Manuch.
no, thank you. No. I don't need
God,
to
he's over 70. He's drinking Red Bull.
be. I said, you sure want to drink that? You get to that mid-70s range, like easy now. Buddy.
I didn't know in the 50s and 60s orange juice was like a,
Stimulant.
Stimulant, yeah.
Are you a pulp guy or a pulp-free guy, Rock?
A pulp free, man.
Me too.
I'm a pulp.
I bet Jimmy drank Tang.
Tang.
Remember Tang?
Oh my God, that was great.
Last but not least, and this will actually segue us to our next guest with Danny White. This whole sequence, I don't even know how to explain it, but there's so much that happens. It was probably the best part of the show yesterday, so here it is.
Play the Leonard laugh.
Leonard?
That's the best.
That is the best one. That is Kawhi Leonard's laugh.
That's what of course it is.
I know.
Then why'd you say
I'm
it?
just saying. No,
Why do you?
No, I'm saying that is his real laugh. That wasn't contrived.
Jimmy likes to repeat whatever you say.
No.
I know why.
That's his real laugh.
Of course it is. That's why
That's
we're
what I'm
playing
saying.
it.
I know.
But why do you have to say it?
Because people might have thought that it would have been contrived, when in all actuality, that is his real laugh.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jimmy knows another reference to
Exactly.
that one. Jimmy does not know
Do you
that.
know what the wow
That makes
is?
it better. That makes it better.
Do we tell him?
It's Danny White.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
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 It's the best drop in all of radio.
Oh man.
Well, if anybody even knows what it means. So we need to let people know that Jimmy B, about a month ago, Danny White was on the program, and he went down memory lane. And
For like a half hour.
Yeah, on when he interviewed him in Lubbock, Texas or something. And he thought that Danny would remember. And, of course, he goes on this whole big spiel, and then only thing Danny says is,
wow.
yeah. You got anything else, or is that it?
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
No honorable mention because we have time. No honorable mention.
Oh, I mean, I could throw in an honorable mention if you want me to.
All right,
I got
throw in an honorable
4
mention.
clips here. Let's go to just real quick here. Let's go to Manuch. Yeah.
Yes.
Check.
Clean
double
this
check.
week. I'm
Yeah.
clean.
Wow.
My ass. Here's this clip.
All right.
$5.
And mine was at +3 until I saw I didn't see your change this morning, admittedly.
Yeah, you didn't read it.
I
yeah.
did that late last night. I put my pick in there, and
But you obviously didn't go over the lineup today.
well, I typically do, but I went right to see who had
Yeah,
what.
all right. Check. What do you always preach to Jack?
check, double
And-
check.
Yeah, check, double check.
I fumbled.
And then he fumbles.
Exactly. My bad.
He's got to take the hit.
Yeah, take the hit. All right. So if I can't do that,
No, you can't.
It's a complete crap.
All right, Shu. What a great week with content, and it brings back all the memories of these coaches, and they all are so unique in themselves. And of course, we didn't get to Carroll. I mean, I'm sure there's some good memories, some interviews, but Saban and Belichick are class. I mean, they're at such a high class, and when they talk, people listen. And Shu, I know you pulled a couple.
I did. Where do you guys want to start with? You want to start with Nick Saban? You want to start with Bill Belichick? Who
Let's go.
would you like to start with?
Well, we had that poll question. Who had a better run? I went with Saban. Manuch went with Belichick. And since my name's on the marquee first, let's go with Saban.
Okay. How about this? How about some rants from Nick Saban?
You do what everybody else in the media does, just create some and throw it on the wall and see what sticks, which is what I see happening everywhere. Why don't you start calling around and see if you can get somebody else to play us, and we'll play them. We'll play anybody you can get to play us. You know, all that stuff you write about how good we are and all that stuff they hear on ESPN, it's like poison. You know what I mean?
Remember that.
It's like taking poison, like rat poison. So we're going to play everybody who can expedite winning the game. That's what we're going to do. So I don't think anybody should expect us to do anything else. Do you guys take math? Do you have math class? Did you learn how to add when you did have math class? Like 22 and 3 make 25? I mean, if I could tell you why you asked that question, I wouldn't be up here. Right? I mean, so how do I know why we didn't practice good on Wednesday? Now y'all scared to ask another question?
So that's Nick Saban, but I've got an all-time classic. After a game, there was a controversy between the two quarterbacks that Alabama had at the time and which one they were going to go with.
Tua and Jalen Hurts.
Right. And so Maria Taylor, after the game, in the heat of the moments, asking Nick Saban about his two quarterbacks, and he goes on this long tirade about, listen, you guys want me to say something bad about one of these guys, and we get this.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Wow.
From the legendary Nick Saban. Bill Belichick here. How about a nice minute and 15 seconds of just Bill Belichick at the podium being the best?
Yes.
So you think having a 37-year-old on to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
It's nothing about the past, nothing about the future. It's right now we're preparing for Cincinnati. Okay, do you feel like the talent you have here is good enough? We're getting ready for Cincinnati. I'm just asking, do you think you've done enough to help Tom Brady? We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
Bill, it seemed your team rallied around your quarterback to some extent. To drop down to number 3 on the depth chart at the most important position and still beat a good, well-coached team that decisively, what does that say about just where your team is right now, just how good it is right now?
I don't know.
Coach, do you
I
think
wouldn't know how to answer that either.
Have a right to know about what happened with Chandler on Sunday?
Yeah, I've already covered this.
You guys told them what you need to build on something like that. You just think, okay, it's another situation. We don't try and find out.
I've already covered it.
Bill.
Specific to Chandler, how much will what happened affect your usage? The way you use him in the game against the Chiefs. What happened on Sunday with him?
We'll find out on Saturday.
The thing is,
you actually covered a game plan. You can send it over to Kansas City if you got. It might be easier for all of us.
the thing is,
That's
if
classic.
you're in the media and you're in the Boston, you got to prep on how to figure out to get him a question that he will answer. And
Cincinnati.
It's got to be tough.
Well, I think
it's brutal. I'm sure the PR guys are trying to get the media to get some something out of them.
Well, you
get
can't-
no quotes.
You can't be
Cincinnati.
intimidated by him. You just got to ask it, and whatever you get back, you get back. But it's got to be a well thought out question. Some of these guys you heard there are asking the same question over and over. You can hear his hesitation was. He didn't say. He almost like, I just answered that. It's on to Cincinnati.
On to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Well, the media really tries to get people to say things they don't want to say.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they try to get him. They want to. They sometimes they pepper him.
Well, that's
try to get
exactly.
that,
That's great. Hey, the best moments from Belichick and Saban are brought to you by the Sportsbook and Casino Arizona. Bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook and Casino Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display just betting lines. Check it out for yourself. It's the home of Take the Points, which you can hear right after Backspin the Golf Show, beginning at 11. Backspin's at 9. Take the Points at 11 right here on Fox Sports 910. Coming up, Danny White. What do the Cowboys need to do to win an NFC title? It's been a while. That's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Big 3 had a big night.
You ready? Go right ahead. Thank you.
Breakfast on the weekends till 2.
NFL Mondays and Thursdays are packed with happy hour specials daily till 7 and other incredible drink and food specials. It's Arena Sports Grill, 64th Street in Bell, North Scottsdale's friendly sports bar since 1998.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Let the experts at Level 5 Lighting, all-in-one exterior permanent LED lighting, brighten up your world. Take advantage of this month's special offer, 12 months of no-interest financing. For details, go to level5lighting.com to request a free quote. That's level5lighting.com.
Hey, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continue to grow. First, it was the Roc and Manuch cheesesteak, then the Roc and Manuch lager and amber beers. Now they have taken it to another level with a secret football menu with special pricing at BKD's Backyard Joint in Chandler. This is how it works. Make plans to watch all the football games at BKD's Backyard Joint. Every Sunday after 3 p.m., our secret menu is available, but you need to ask for it. Just say you want the secret Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B football menu. And while you're there, be sure to say hi to our buddy Kelly Cooper, the owner of BKD's Backyard Joint. It's a perfect place in Chandler to watch all the games, including college hoops. They have 37 TVs with as many as 14 different games going at the same time. Plus, they love showing all of our home team games. So ask for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's secret menu this Sunday after 3. That's BKD's Backyard Joint, located at Pecos and McQueen in Chandler.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here, buck,
He's there.
Buck everywhere, buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SPORTS. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code SPORTS. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
I mean, I've had a good year. I haven't watched them a whole lot, but yeah, the drama of it, I'm sure you guys will love. I will not participate this year, but no, I'd say it's playoff time.
You're hot.
Who we play, to be honest with you.
Less chatty is what they're saying in Dallas-Fort Worth with Coach McCarthy about this rivalry between the Packers and the Cowboys, as this weekend it will mark the 9th postseason meeting between these two teams. They're tied for the most in NFL history, and they're split in these 8 meetings. And our next guest, he beat them. He beat them back in 1982 in the NFC divisional playoffs. Danny White joins us here on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910. How we doing, Danny? How you doing, bud?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys.
So,
it's that time of year, man. Who's not good?
Yeah. So, do you remember that 82 NFL divisional playoffs? Do you remember the 7-yard touchdown pass? Do you remember who you threw that to?
No.
Doug Cosby.
I do. Doug Cosby, yeah, probably a tight end. I was going to say probably my tight end, either Billy Joel Dupree or Doug Cosby. I do remember the Packers were not. How do I say this nicely? They weren't very formidable back then, and I don't remember what the score was. Do you have the score there? But I think
Yeah,
we
it
beat
was
them pretty easily.
37-26. And then Washington then got you the next week, 31-17. But that was a game where Lynn Dickey threw 3 interceptions. But you had a real good game, and it's been a good rivalry between these two organizations.
Well, the history is such that back with Lombardi and Landry and just two of the more popular franchises in the league, and so yeah, it was decent. It wasn't anything like the 49ers or the Steelers, or the divisional teams.
Sure,
but yeah, we played them a bunch of times.
And Danny, when you look at the coaching this year, and with Mike McCarthy pretty much taking over the play calling, Kellen Moore moved on to the LA Chargers. What's the main thing for you broadcasting these games as a color analyst that you felt that's been a change? Is it one way or the other? Because it was McCarthy's offense with Kellen Moore calling the plays. Well, now it's McCarthy's offense with him calling the plays. How was that changed, if any at all?
Well, the biggest difference that I've noticed is how quickly McCarthy gets to play in, and that makes a big difference to the quarterback. Dak is getting to the line of scrimmage with 15 seconds, just almost all the time on the play clock, and that's plenty of time, where you're not rushed. You can look over the defense. You can put guys in motion. You can determine whether they're man-to-man or zone. There's a lot of things that you can do at the line of scrimmage if you have time that helps a quarterback. And McCarthy has really been good at getting the next play called quickly so that Dak can do that. The other thing that he does is he uses everybody. He doesn't have 3 or 4 guys on offense that don't play and don't. I mean, he's using Turpin and all these guys have a specialty and a role, and it seems like everybody is contributing offensively and defensively, and that's a difference I've noticed. But the big thing I think is getting the play called quickly so that Dak can look over the defense, take his time.
Danny, is it odd or what? I mean, we as former quarterbacks, that when he gets ready to get the ball, you hear him go, "Here we go." I mean, Dak Prescott's saying versus hut or whatever, "Here we go," and then he calls hut. I mean, is that "here we go" somewhat of a dummy cadence that he might change it, or in each snaps? I've never heard that before.
No, it's new. It's new, and it's something they came up with. It's like
3.
Like Peyton Manning used to always yell Omaha,
Sure.
Omaha. So every team has something different, and it means something different each week. It doesn't mean the same thing all the time, but it might mean we're going on 2. Here we go, and it's on 2. Or next week it might be 1. So yeah, there's some corny little story about how that came to be, and I don't know what it is, but how Dak and Mike came up with that. But it's really fun when you walk out of the stadium after a Cowboys game. Everybody's yelling, "Here we go, here we go!" It's hilarious. It's kind of become a whole cult following thing in Dallas.
Yeah, I just said this to sound guy. So next we have Danny. I got to ask him about that. Hey, my last question for you. What game was it that Dak and CD Lamb started to click? I knew CD wasn't real happy about things are going, but was there one game in particular? Because now CD's getting the ball, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 times per game on average.
Yeah, it was really right after that last loss, not the last loss, the loss before the last two losses, but
Right.
they had a loss to Philadelphia, I think it was, and then it kind of started then, and it just grew and grew and grew, and then they even had pretty good numbers even during those last couple of losses. But now this last couple of weeks, they've just been almost joined at the hip, and that's a great feeling to have when you've got a guy. He's running down the field, and you know where he's going to go when he's got an option route or a choice route, and you know where he's going to go before he does. It's a great feeling to be in a zone like that with a receiver that you have that kind of confidence in. And clearly, Dak has it in CD, but he also has it in Jake Ferguson, and that's been the one that I've really had fun watching grow. He's got so much confidence in Jake Ferguson right now. If something's not right, he just immediately looks for 87 and throws it to him, whether he's covered or not.
Well, Danny, I will say this. It looks like a complete offense, maybe one of the better offenses with Dak Prescott at the helm. Hey, always great to catch up with you.
Thank you, Danny.
Happy New Year to you, and hopefully you get to that NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will this year. Thanks, guys. Great to be with you.
That's a great Danny White joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. He does the color for the Dallas Cowboys with Kevin Ray for Compass Media. So appreciate him taking a few minutes for us. And coming up, we will wrap it up for the week and tell you what's on tap for the weekend. Kind of give you an idea to kind of work your honey-do list in regards to what games to watch and what you need to do for your better half. Roc and Manuch continues from Right Toyota.
Transaction complete. How's that credit card statement looking?
Uh-oh.
Not good. Don't miss your chance to win $1,000 every hour with inflation compensation at the top of the hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
This is what they do.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. At Lerner and Rowe, we pride ourselves on giving back, so we want to help you win $1,000 in cash. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
10 westbound near State Route 587, Casablanca Road. There's an accident being reported. Also, we have an accident 17 northbound near Union Hills, and an accident Indian School at 3rd Avenue.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance is making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you!
Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
I often get asked, How can Lerner and Rowe effectively handle DUI and criminal cases when you guys are a personal injury law firm? The answer is simple. We're good at it. Lerner and Rowe Law Group is a separate law firm from Lerner Rowe Injury Attorneys, and we have some of the most experienced criminal defense attorneys available, including one of only a few certified criminal attorneys in Arizona who have handled thousands of criminal and DUI cases. And we offer affordable payment plans. Getting the defense you need is one phone call away.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hi, this is Kelly Cooper. Picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melting Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
Okay, Jenny, you're in that forward.
Coach, you sure you don't want me to take over? It seemed like you weren't feeling too good earlier.
I'm feeling better.
No cough or chest congestion?
Took Mucinex Kickstart.
No more headache?
Nope.
Fever? Body pain?
I'm back in the game.
New Mucinex Kickstart gives all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation.
That's it, Jenny. Take the shot.
With Mucinex Kickstart, it's not cold and flu season. It's comeback season. Buy Mucinex Kickstart now at your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for football.
It's football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio.
Found out there's a new job opening up in Seattle, the Washington Huskies, as DeBoer has agreed to be the next Alabama head football coach.
Best of luck, Kalen. Wow, go take a team to a national title. Are you going to take those recruits that were committed or had signed early signing going to Alabama? The next high school signing will be, February 5th or 6th or something like that, that first Wednesday in February. Interested to see who decommits and follows him to Alabama. That's the only sad thing about this NIL and coaches moving on and players decommitting. You're seeing a lot of guys commit for the draft. Some guys going to the portal. Other guys that were coming out had decommit.
And Pat's getting Mayo as their head coach. He had a contract that stated that he was going to be the next head coach. That's amazing. Did Kraft do that just so he doesn't have to go through the process? I mean, he is, he's a minority, but still, I don't understand how you could put that in the contract a year or two before.
Oh, just this last summer. Just this last summer he did it.
No, meaning that from what we heard today from John Sapichetti, they were hoping Belichick was going to be one more year.
Yeah.
And then he'd be ready. The guy's got no head coaching experience at all.
Well, as John was saying, is they don't give titles. So I think Gerard Mayo say, hey, look, okay, you won't give me a title. I want to assure I'm going to be here because if you're not doing that, I want to go out elsewhere if I need to be a defensive coordinator. So his agent said, well, put in there as the next head coach of the New England Patriots. Well,
crazy.
They probably didn't figure this year, but he's it.
Great agent. Man, big time.
Did a hell
all
of
right, there's your football at 50. Brought to you by Twin Peaks. Great place to watch all the games this weekend. 5 Valley locations. Twin Peaks, your football headquarters. What's on tap tomorrow at 4 o'clock? Arizona at Washington State on the Pac-12 Network. The Coyotes are in Minnesota to take on the Wild. That is at 6. Sunday, Suns and Trailblazers on AZ Family. That's at 7 o'clock. This is the schedule for football tomorrow. 2:30 on NBC. Browns and Texans. The Peacock will have the Chiefs and the Dolphins at 6. Sunday is Steelers and Bills at 11, followed by the Packers and Cowboys at 2:30. And then the night game is Rams at Lions. And then Monday Night Football returns for the playoffs. Eagles are at the Bucks.
All right, guys, our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day, which you can still go vote at Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Which wildcard game is your upset game of the weekend? Is it Steelers over the Bills, Dolphins over the Chiefs, Packers over the Cowboys, or the Buccaneers over the Eagles? Currently, Packers over the Cowboys, 46.2%. Buccaneers over the Eagles at 38.5%. Dolphins over the Chiefs, 7.5 or 7.7, and Steelers over the Bills, 7.7. I did pick the Eagles to win, but if I was to pick an upset, it'd be the Buccaneers over the Eagles. That's which way I win. Which way did you go there, Jax?
I went Dolphins. Dolphins, Chiefs, Mike McDaniel. They haven't had a playoff win since, what was it, 2001? It's been a lot of years there, but I'll go the Dolphins. Chiefs got a lot going on right now.
Shoe?
I mean, we did this. This was my underdog pick of the week yesterday on the show. I said not only are the Packers going to cover, but they're going to win the game outright against the Dallas Cowboys.
Rock, do I dare ask?
I didn't vote.
You got to vote. It's
You
the
gotta
last vote of the week.
I just didn't vote. I'm being honest. I'm not going to make it up. I didn't vote.
Well, can we sneak? We can sneak it in. You've got
No,
about 4 minutes.
I want to get into something else. I'm done. We already did our picks. Why are we doing them again? All right. So can you imagine you're watching a game on TNT, national broadcast, right? And then all of a sudden it's third quarter and they break away and go to a different game. That has never happened. I've never seen that happen before. Third quarter?
Do you want to hear the anarchy that it was when they tried to do this?
Yeah, sure.
I'm Ernie Johnson. So this game is out of hand, obviously. 100-62 is the score in Milwaukee. Celtics have resting the rest of the starters for the rest of the night. So we're thinking, let's see what else is going on in the league.
Occasionally.
And Oklahoma City, by the way, is up 36 at the half, so we're not going there. So we'll try the Knicks.
Knicks and Mavs. How bad is that product?
Unbelievable.
The NBA is a bad product. Yeah. I'm sorry, you NBA fans. It's a bad product. The regular season is so bad.
And I was
good product during the playoffs.
And to see
in the last 2 minutes
and
of
to
a
see
game.
a loss, 62 points. You lose by 62 points, Portland to OKC, and to that point, the Bucks just hammering. I mean, when if it gets out of hand by the end of the third quarter, just sit everybody down and rest, because at that point it's just street ball.
Trailblazers were 28 of 101 from the field, 11 of 49 from three, 22%.
And the other day, the NBA came out with a report that there's no link between load management and injury risk. Shut up. They just keep they keep falling over themselves, and now they're gonna have a 2-day NBA draft.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
come on.
And thank goodness the Suns. I see the Suns blow out the Lakers in that game.
A lot of blowouts last night.
I mean, it's just like the Thursday TNT blowout for those guys to do that. By the way, halftime was classic on TNT last night with Sir Charles and Kenny Smith running to the board to tap as they get out and around their chair. I thought somebody was going to fall and get hurt. I mean, they're like, nobody stumbled or fumbled or whatever. But they were on they were all time at halftime last night.
Or post game with Charles Barkley milking a cow. That show's the greatest.
Yeah, they do a good job there. Well, they need to. I mean, the product's not any good, so they got to do what they can to keep people watching.
And I think the biggest thing they kept showing was obviously the behind the back pass by LeBron at the end of the first half. That was like the only highlight for the Lakers because the Suns were blowing them out.
What did LeBron finish with 10?
10 points. 10 points.
3 of 11 from the field.
I guess here's the challenge. The NFL was off on Thursday. They had an opportunity to get some viewership they normally wouldn't get, and they failed.
Well, the NBA failed. Exactly.
That's what I mean. They failed. The NBA failed.
Fortunately, they were entertaining. You had TNT, Shaq, and Ernie, and Kenny, and
it's
Charles.
sad when the pregame, postgame, halftime shows are better than the actual product they're talking about.
They are exactly right. They're the entertainment.
Hey, tomorrow Backspin the Golf Show gets started at 9, followed by Take the Points at 11 with Jax, Gross, and Bauer. Check it out. They'll be live at the CAC Sports Book. We'll be back out there on Monday. Previewing the Eagles and the Bucks. So have a good weekend. We appreciate you hanging out with us here at Right Toyota today.